Are the bulls in trouble? Is the top in on a vast majority of markets in 2023? I certainly think so. I'm going to show you the charts why. Welcome back to Crypto Rosetta. Joe here. Thank you all for tuning in. Guys, we're not going to mess around today. We're going to just look at some key charts that I think are really important to look at the moment. Everything is playing out exactly as expected. If you're shocked by the move back that we've seen in the last few days in markets, then you clearly have not been watching this channel. We've been fully expecting it. I'm going to show you why. If you're new here for the first time, hit that subscribe button, tap the bell, select all notifications, go back, watch previous videos. Thank you for joining along with us. And everyone who's watching, if you enjoy this content, make sure you take a second to smash up that like. Helps get the content out to many others out there. Thank you all. Let's get into these charts now straight away. Let's not mess around today, guys. Right, Bitcoin. Everything is playing out absolutely beautifully with Bitcoin at the moment. Still got the major resistance zone marked. We haven't got back up there yet. Now, I've told you, I think there's a possibility. It's not my primary expectation, but definitely a possibility that we could go still back into that major resistance zone. But at the moment, lower time frame, still thinking Bitcoin's potentially just completed a three-wave correction here. And is it going to head, down, trickle down in a five-wave move to my main target of wide range main target of 96 to 3600? I still think it's looking good at the moment. First key level though to get through, we've got to get through 23k. Get through 23k, still looking around about 19.6. I'd expect, bounces at these levels on the way down. Not expecting us to go straight down, but that said, any significant bad news, it can certainly happen. We only have to look at what happened over here. Do not think it cannot happen again. That is the most, naive thought process I believe anyone can have, thinking it won't happen again. So if we potentially break down there, yeah, I think 19.6 key level. Once that breaks, guys, I think then probability is we are likely on our way to new lows on Bitcoin in this bear market. I am definitely expecting at least one more low and it to be a significant low. Target, at least minimum target is 12,000 for me. But again, it's not the main target. But at the time, depending on where other markets and other charts are, I may consider rather buying a position there or dollar cost averaging. But it will depend more nearer the time. I still think, guys, that this is going to take, quite a few weeks to play out. I am not bullish on Q4 this year. The charts tell me to be bearish at the moment. I am bearish on Q4 and bearish on Q1 in 2024 also at the moment. Very hard to put a time frame on how long all this is going to potentially play out, but this is exactly how I'm reading the chart at the moment. Again, we've got the RSI. RSI is still, higher than we were back over here in mid 22, and price action, we are much lower in the price action. Hidden bearish divergence, guys. Again, main trend line on Bitcoin that I said was key to hold for the bulls. As you mentioned in last video, we broke it here. Going back around about the week beginning 14th of August, middle of August, that was a key moment. That was the first warning. Came back down, you're going to get a bounce. We've had a bounce, still looking like three waves up at the minute. It's possibly done. It may not be done. Again, we got rejected off around about 28.5. I did say I would not be surprised if we got maybe one more push to 29k. It wouldn't be shocking. That's where my short is. Again, if I get stopped out there at no loss, that's cool, guys. I am just going to, open up another swing short on Bitcoin and potentially getting a bit higher. But for the minute, that short is still open. Right now, we're at 27.5. If we head down, I've already got that position. That's great. That's Bitcoin. Now, another one we are short in our trading zone, Crypto Rosetta, Chainlink, right? Huge hype about Chainlink the last couple of weeks, and I just could not understand what this was all about. Okay, wanted to show you this. This is a key chart, guys. Pay attention to this one. Everyone, all the bulls, all the moon boys, all over X again, shouting out, "Oh, Chainlink's going to be off to the moon. Last chance to buy Chainlink before Chainlink goes to $100. You've got to buy Chainlink now." But what I can't understand is that the chart is not saying to be bullish for a very, very simple reason. It's so obvious in front of you. fair enough to get bullish at a later stage when you've got some confirmation of something happening. But right now, look at this. Okay, we had the major sell-off, bull market over, bear market, right? Huge dump, 80, 90% down, whatever it is. Okay, then we get a rally, got to $9.65, then down again, then up, 9.51, 9.43, 8.80, 8.47. So that is 5 lower highs in a row, guys, in this range. You've also got 3 lower lows in the same period, 5.50, 5.31, etc., etc. You get the point. Now, you've set 5 lower highs. You've set 3 lower lows. Why does that make you bullish? It just blows. I can't understand it, guys. This is why you gotta be careful who you follow, what kind of, nonsense you're listening to or watching in this space. Now, is the lower high number 6 potentially in? I think there's a great chance it is. That's why I was scaling short on Chainlink. Price is currently 757 at the minute. My short average, I think I'm in at 770 at the moment. Again, if you're in our Discord or if you've been, following us on X, it's at Joe's Crypto Chaos. I've been saying that I was happy to scale in. I'm not looking to, catch the exact top because I'm not using stupid leverage that, all the moon boys get their followers wrecked, especially shorting. Just 1x shorting, building a good, solid position. If it goes higher, we get more margin in. Great. If it doesn't and it goes down, great. I'm already winning the trade, right? That's simple, guys. But some people really just make hard work of this risk management and they don't understand. Again, if you want help and you're struggling out there and you're interested in crypto trading, links in the description below. Join our free Discord. Happy to help. Happy to, answer anything. We can all help each other as a community in this market. Right. So 824 at the minute is the top in. Too early to call that, but it's a potentially lower high number 6. If we head down here, I'm looking for lower low number 4. Again, we've got this kind of trend line where we've got a few touches or close. So if we come back down, I'm looking around about 430-ish region. That's one potential where I'm looking to take in lock in gains if we get down there on this short. That said, I'm not going to solely go for that target. Obviously, there was a few higher lows in the middle of the range. You always have to respect that. So again, probably from about 550 down, that would be a good area to start locking in gains on this one if we head down. If we don't set this lower high number 6, if we finally take out one of these highs, I just want to be really clear, guys. If, for instance, if this 847 high gets taken out, it doesn't mean Chainlink's going super bullish and going off to $100. Look over here again. Maybe you thought this was the lower low. Sorry, maybe you thought this one was the lower high, but it actually went higher here. It could be what plays out here. So it could still be, potential lower high, but just take out these two, but not take out the previous 4, right? So that's the point I want to make. And again, if that happens, it'll just be a free wave correction and then expect a move back down. Now, lower targets if this range breaks, if it gets a bit uglier for Chainlink, which I do believe is going to happen with Bitcoin going to lower lows, with Ethereum going to lower lows, and I still think the bottom is not in for the vast majority of these altcoins. So I'm just showing you Chainlink here, but it's a very similar picture across the board. Going back to 2020, we've got, candles to fill, as far as I'm concerned. First one looking around about 342. Then around about 255 will come into, a lot of action in this range. And then, really last line of support. I'm not saying we're going to get down here. I do think we are going to break $3 though on Chainlink. I am very confident of that. But looking around about the 150 range on Chainlink. If it doesn't hold that, it's probably going to die. It's, I'm almost certain it's going to die. So we don't really want to see Chainlink go down there, but certainly down below $3 is my primary expectation on Chainlink. If you agree, leave us a comment below. If you completely disagree, feel free to leave us a comment below. Always, happy to hear from people's opinions. None of this is financial advice, of course. I'm just giving you my opinion. Now, moving on, guys. DXY, because the DXY from previous videos, as I've talked about, is playing out absolutely beautifully. Again, if you're new here, I'm just going to remind you all that they said that this is exactly the time when the Moon Boys were saying the dollar was dead all over X, started the reversal, and look at this huge pump broken out of the um, descending wedge, and I think we've got much higher targets to go. I do not think the bull market for the dollar is over. It's all adding to the bear market elsewhere across the board. I think that DXY is, still targeting my high time frame target of 120, which I've had for about 2 years, guys. I've had this target, and it's still on its journey. Said it was going to take many, many months. This is not something that happens in weeks. It takes a long time. You have to be aware of, the way that a lot of these charts move against each other at different speeds, right? So, at the initial target of 107.90, we have got to 107.34 is the current high at the minute. We are just pulling back a little bit. That is not shocking. So if we don't get to 107.90, that's cool. I'm still looking for that consolidation above 105.50. If we pull back to 105.50 range now, that wouldn't be shocking to me, considering how much this has ripped. We've had 11 straight weeks. It would be a huge ask to, like those 12 green weeks, but it's still possible, right? So we're pulling back a little bit at the minute, but again, it's been pretty volatile. You've got to expect volatility after this rip, so do not be surprised if we eventually get a pullback. But equally, 107.90 target at the minute, but more importantly, consolidate above 105.50. If we can hold above, that area 106 and keep trickling up in the sort of next couple of weeks, it's over for the Bulls for me. I think we're heading up to these higher targets. 107.90 will eventually break. Then probably looking around about 110.80 for the next major level of resistance. Once this high goes, guys, if this high goes, yeah, we know that most of these index markets and Bitcoin, all risk assets, everything is going to be down, in my opinion. Now, this is one of the key charts I want to show you because there's a huge warning being flashed here for me, in my opinion. SP500, guys, right. Come on to the Nasdaq in a minute. Very sort of similar chart, but S&P 500. We had our highs in November 22. I think that, after a crazy rip, not just a monthly rip, we're talking a multi-year rip. Yes, had the huge pull down in COVID, crash, black swan, whatever you want to call it. But then these markets continued higher again, and they had to blow off eventually. They were just going way too high. I think that all markets were just crazy overbought at these levels. So expecting a multi-year bear market to form, which is playing out beautifully. And this is why I think the majority of 2023 is just a rally, and this is going to continue to drop into 2024, in my opinion. That would be, minimum expectation here, healthy free wave correction. Called again on X, ran on the in July, saying that I think the tops are in these markets, and it's looking good at the moment. Free wave correction, one-to-ones coming in around about 32,000. Sorry, 3280. I had this trend line potential looking for support to back test these candles here in September 20. So around about 3250. Either way, I'm expecting below 3300 on the S&P 500 or there or thereabouts. Minimum expectation before this bear market is over, in my opinion. If 3200 was to break, it wouldn't be shocking. Do not be surprised. Things can get, much uglier. And if this is a potential bigger move down, this could get ugly for a couple of years, folks. So just be careful. But the huge warning that I wanted to point out, okay, parallel channel rising up, 2023 rally, okay, off the lows here. But now look what's happened here, guys. Now, if we get a wick, if the next couple of days, move us back up, then okay, then this is not valid yet. But at the minute, this weekly candle here, breaking this parallel channel to the downside. This is a huge warning. This could flash down really, really quickly. And then if we target this 0.382 fib coming in around about 41.03, we're at 42.29 at the moment. And I'm expecting a bounce there, but we've broken out of the parallel channel to the downside, and that is going to be a bigger confirmation for me that this top has come in July this year, which is just a lower high from the all-time high. Looking for the three waves down. Everything is looking good at the minute. Again, not a bullish looking chart to me until we can get back above and then take out the highs. Nasdaq, similar story, guys. Exactly. Still looking for the three wave correction potentially down. We had the rally, which was the AI rally, and now I think we're going to have the next leg down, which is the AI bubble crash, as I'm going to call it. Again, a lot of hype in these markets, a lot of overbought stocks. Nvidia, Meta having a good rally again about spinning up the metaverse, which I really I'm not bullish on, guys. I've talked about this in the Discord. I have concerns of that. A lot of people like to get all super excited about new tech, every bit of new tech that comes, and of course we have to have new inventions, we have to have new technology, but history is littered with failures in that process, and I'm not that crazy on metaverse or what Meta is doing. Yet it's had a fantastic run in previous years, but history is littered again with huge organizations, companies that have been successful for many years and then of not being as successful. So just be careful, be aware of your history, take a look at charts to the left, don't just get caught up in hype at the time. So potential lower high again in for the Nasdaq, same as the S&P 500. Got the chart back there, and I think another lower high is coming in. Again, looking for a drop down here. We're at the 0.236 fib now, just holding support on that at the minute. If that breaks, we're probably coming down to this target here, which I did think would be my minimum expectation to be tested. Looking around about 13.6 on the Nasdaq. Expect a bounce there. Once that bounce comes, I think we're just going to keep setting a lower high, just as we did on this first leg down in 22, expecting the same leg down to be playing out second half of 2023 into 2024. So let's see if it plays out. Again, leave us a comment below if you do think that can happen or don't think it's going to happen. Dow Jones. Okay, this one again flashing a major warning here. Told you previous video on the Dow Jones 33.6, really key area to hold for the bulls. We've absolutely smashed through it. We're now around about 3,300. That was a key area to defend for me. Looking at the way these charts are looking at, I just don't see how we're probably coming back to the lows here, guys. Minimum. Coming in around about 28.7. This could get really ugly. Again, yeah, we've had five weekly red candles in a row. That's presuming this week's maintains red, which, let's be honest, it looks like it's going to, unless something crazy happens in the next couple of days. So that'll be 5 red weeks in a row. I don't think this is going to go down in a straight line. Again, if you look over at this period here in April 22, we had 1, 2, 3, 5, we had about 8 weeks there red, and then we had a bounce and then go down again. Wouldn't be surprised if that happens here. Again, I'm surprised. A few more weeks red, get a bounce, come down, get a bounce, come down, bounce down. That's kind of what I'm expecting to play out on the Dow Jones. Taken the vast majority of all these other markets and going down. Now, one thing I want to remind people that I've been saying, a lot of people don't understand. They think, but why would things just sell off, and why do things sell off faster? And it's all because of key levels being reached in the charts, and it's all because of when fear strikes. What do I mean by when fear strikes? Bulls will be, keen to hold trend lines going to the upside forever. They're key to hold key price levels. But once certain fib levels are reached, when they think, oh, it's just a pullback, but then it drops lower, it's when you get the panic. And then the ones who say, oh, I wasn't going to sell, or I'm super bullish, they start selling. Everybody starts selling. And then these markets go down fast. Again, that's why I said, look, 33.6 key. Once that was breached last week, that's why, again, I think we've seen, a heavy drop this week. And do not be surprised if it's followed up with a few more red weeks here. Either way, we're not going to go straight down. There is going to be chops along the way. Moving on, gold. This one, it's just play it. I can't believe how beautifully this chart is, playing out at the moment. Again, last time we looked at it, we're above $1,900. I told you guys I'm expecting $1,804 to come. $100 drop does sound a lot on gold, so some people thinking, oh, how can that happen in a couple of weeks? What's Joe talking about? Well, it's playing out, guys. This week we've hit a current low of 1815 on gold, currently 1822. We're expecting them to, come down to around about 1804. We may not get there, 1815 maybe the low end, and we may get a bounce here. But either way, we are setting lower highs on the way down. Got the potential Elliott wave again, 5 wave count similar to what I've just put on the Bitcoin chart, and I think it's playing out pretty nicely at the minute. Again, in validation, got to get above 2100 before we go sub 1800. We're almost sub 1800, so I'll soon be able to take that off the chart. Break 1800, guys. We are on our way down, in my opinion. Again, it was just a multi-year triple top rejection. Major resistance. Yes, we set a new all-time high. That's fine, but expecting a big dip on gold. Selling off with the rest of these markets. Money is going back into cash. Cash is king. We are going down to this main target of 1550 to 1440, in my opinion. Then I think, gold, safe asset, great buy in that range. Look, if you're a long-term holder and you're dollar cost averaging into gold, down here, I think, that makes sense. It's a safe play. But, buying it at these highs when you're at major resistance, not a good play. Just presuming gold's going to go straight to $2,500, $3,000 within the next year. The chart's just not telling me that is going to happen. So that's why I would not be expecting that to happen immediately. However, new all-time highs for gold in the future. Fully expect that. It's just that whether it's going to take 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, very, very hard to predict, guys. At the minute, 2100 major resistance, heading back down, and I still think we got to back test these candles in 2019, in my opinion. Another chart again. I just can't believe how beautifully these charts are playing out this week. Again, go back, watch previous videos. If you're new here for the first time, watch my last charts video so you know what I'm talking about here. Oil. So the target for oil was 93.60. We did get a little bit higher. We got a wick. We got to 94.99, so that's fine. We wicked through my target there. We did have one slightly higher target, which was 98, around the $98, and that could still play out. I've taken it off the chart. That was just one slightly higher target, but I think that this we are potentially pulling back, and the top of the 2023 rally on oil would be now in. Again, expecting a bigger move from the top from the 22 highs. People are asking, well, surely if you're bearish on oil, that's bullish for everything else. Cheaper oil is good for bull market. Now, in a bull market, that's absolutely correct. However, when we're in a macro bear market, guys, I just see that demand for oil decreasing, and it all plays into all of our assets selling off. So don't be caught into the trap of thinking if oil starts going down, everything else is going to start going up. Plays out in a macro bull market, but not in a macro bear market, which I believe we are in. So again, if the top's in on oil, that could, just be potentially a B wave from the highs, lower high in. That's still, looking for lower targets. Now, had this target of around about 57, 59. That kind of in between the two fibs here. Zero point 0.5 fib will be 61.89. That'll be a new low in this bear market, and we got $54. Also, interestingly, I had the lower target, which comes in beautifully on the 786 fib of around about $43. 1 to 1, I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised if oil goes that low. But one to one, we have to respect that if it's just a free wave down and we reach the one to one, we'll be looking around about 28, 29 dollars on oil. But my expectation somewhere in this, 60 to $40, I do think is going to play out. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is my take high time frame on the charts at the minute, all playing out fantastically as expected. Again, the key point to have is that we have clear and validations. I'm not just bearish for fun. I'm not just being super bearish trying to get bear views or all this rubbish that people put out on X. I'm literally just showing you the charts. Again, it's not financial advice. It's just my opinions, but be careful out there. Again, try and do your own technical analysis if you can. I always, advise people to try and learn and digest the charts as best as they can. Again, links in the description below for our free Discord if you want to just join the community and learn from each other. Thank you all for watching. Again, if you haven't smashed the like, make sure you do so now. That really would be great. And I'll catch you again.